want to warn the country of some things that give me great concern. The dangerous consequences.
But as I have said before, the gravest threats to our civilization are not from abroad, but from within. None is greater than the weaponization of the justice system, the FBI, and the DOJ. We must conduct a top-to-bottom overhaul to clean out the festering rot and corruption of Washington, D.C.
Welcome to the end game.
I had a chance to go have a long and actually quite intriguing dinner with you.
We will be resisted by the combined forces of the establishment, the media, the special interests, the globalists, the Marxist radicals. The woke corporations, the weaponized power of the federal government, colossal political machines, the tidal wave of dark money, and the most dangerous domestic censorship system ever created.
If you fuck around with us, if you do something bad to us, we are going to do things to you that have never been done before.
But we will not be intimidated. We will persevere. We will stand tall in the storm. We will march forward into the torrent.
Just get warmed up.
And we will win.
Total fucking war.
If you fuck around with us, if you do something bad to us, we are going to do things to you that have never been done before.
I'm going to bring the whole fucking diseased corrupt temple down on your head. It's going to be biblical.
As the expression goes, be careful what you wish for.
Okay, I was muted. I'm good now. Hopefully I'm coming through on all three platforms. I'm doing X, I'm doing Rumble, and I'm doing YouTube. So hi, everybody. Definitely leave a comment so I can see if you're there. I may have screwed up my YouTube. I just got it unlocked, as everybody that joined for the first stream knows. So I'm streaming to YouTube, but you know me. I'm like, okay, well, let's talk. And then I end up talking about everything that got me banned. And so I did that. And then what happened is now on my YouTube, it seems like, I don't know, like some kind of shadow ban thing happened. But if you are on YouTube, guys, please say hi. Okay, we do have Brad. Thank you so much. Brad is over on YouTube. Let's go. You sound good on YouTube. Bonsai, good to see you. Okay, good. So it looks like I'm coming through, and everybody on X, I don't even know how to comment when I'm on X, but sometimes I will see comments go through. I have like an aggregator thing that puts it all together in StreamYard so I can see all the comments. So please say hi, and I will say hi to you. Okay, now we're going to go to Rumble, where my great old family is. Everybody that's usually here, it's good to see you, Black Hat Destroyer. And we got Katita. I think I've seen you before. Yes. Oh, yes, I have. And Justin. I hope I'm saying that right. Good to see you. And thank you guys for the support. All right. So a lot of stuff is happening, right? Bolton. Okay, we're going to get to that in just a second with John Bolton. But before we jump into any of this, and it's going to be a fun stream because we're going to watch movies. We're going to watch movies that I've made of these movies. If you guys get my, hold on. Woo! You guys get my drift. I guess we're just going to do it like that because we're having difficulties. Okay. I wish it could be bigger. Okay, there we go. So this is Q Post 4904. It's got a great meme here. It says now playing. Number 4 is Guardians of the Pedophiles. Number 5 is Panic in DC. And number 6 is FISAgate. Spygate. All the gates. Notice here, this was 4 years ago, 11 months ago, 3 weeks ago, 5 days ago. We're coming up basically to a delta of this. And it says, all 3 movies playing simultaneously. Do you find it interesting that everything discussed in the past is somehow making news as of late? Q. Well, it's definitely making news of late. So let's see what just broke. Right before I came on here, I'm like, Brad, oh my gosh. I called him in here. Gunther Eagleman says, breaking. The 26-page indictment has just been unsealed, and it's huge. There are 18 federal counts. This is for John Bolton, by the way. This is for John Bolton. He's been indicted on the Espionage Act status. Holy shit. Okay, let's hear what they have to say at MSNBC.
Yeah, so John Bolton was charged with 18 federal counts, and I apologize, I'm going to look down. I'm reading this. We're still just getting this. We have the first 8 counts are transmission of national defense information. The second set of 9 counts, that's counts 9 through 18, is retention of national defense information. And that looks like it's U.S. Code Title 19, Section 793D and E, which is part of the Espionage Act. Now, there was another statute that they were considering, and it looks like they've only charged him with those Espionage Act statutes, but we're still reading through this indictment. It's 26 pages long. There's a lot of background information here, and I apologize, but we're literally just getting this in right now, so I'm still reading through it.
Andrew Weissman, your first reaction.
Sure. Well,
I don't know what to say.
John Bolton was.
So I haven't even looked into this. We're going to go and look into it live. So this broke 1 hour ago. Techno Frog makes a post. He says, from the John Bolton indictment, Bolton's personal email, which contained classified info, was hacked by Iran. And I saw that and I was like, this is literally as far as I went. And I said, oh, things have just got a little more intense now, haven't they? It went a little deeper there. All right. So it says Bolton notified the government of the hack, but did not mention his possession of the classified info docs. Now, just for everybody, I have no evidence with this whatsoever. It's just a way to think about it. He could say he was hacked, or you could say they had information and then he was hacked, maybe for a little, I'm not saying that's what happened, but because these guys are obviously deep state and because there's things we know about, let's say Iran and situations there, the Iran nuclear deal. Remember all that stuff that was happening in the past, like with Obama? There's just so much weird stuff around that whole situation. So I'm going to just read this real quick. It says, a cyber actor believed to be associated with the Islamic Republic of Iran hacked Bolton's personal email account and gained unauthorized access to classified and national defense information in that account. A representative for Bolton notified the U.S. government of the hack in or about July 2021, but did not tell the U.S. government. Hold on, that thing makes it so I can't. That the account contained national defense information, including classified information that Bolton had placed in the account from his time as National Security Advisor. Why did you do that? Why did you do that, Bolton? Why do you guys think he did that? Was that, just saying. So anyways, I haven't even, this just came out. I'm not going to spend the stream all looking at this, but the whole point is Bolton has been indicted. And, actually, you know what? Before I move on, let's do this real quick. So this is a post by Truth Now. It says, Cash just said more indictments are coming, and this is just the beginning. We have seen so much evidence of criminal activity from those in power. And in quotations, they have Schiff, Brennan, Comey, Wray, and many more. Cash says it's only been 7 months, and they are not stopping until the entire corrupt temple is exposed and held accountable. It took 20 years to build this temple of corruption. So let's see.
Last question.
What he said. Okay.
Last question. All the things that you've seen, all the weaponization you've uncovered since you came in and found these secret files or restricted files, all those things. Beyond those who are already charged, do you think you've seen other crimes that might eventually get referred to justice?
Yes, we are looking at so many different leads on criminal activity by those who are in positions of power. And we're not going to stop until every single one of those is fully exposed. The documents are provided either to Congress or the courts of law, and make every referral we can into the Department of Justice. These indictments that you've seen and the ones that you're going to see coming up here in this near future are just the beginning. But I have to remind the audience one thing. Everybody's like, it's 7 months. What have you guys been doing?
Yeah.
Well, they spent 20 years building this diseased temple of corruption. It takes a little bit of time to defeat it and beat it down. And I'm not asking you to trust me. I'm asking you to look at the work the men and women of the FBI have done so far in these 7-8 months, and just imagine what we're going to do come the year end.
The FBI looks a lot more like the one I covered 20, 30 years ago than the one I had to endure and cover the last 10 years. And that's a great credit to you, Director. There's no doubt about it. The president said it today. We know it's true.
Okay, hold on 1 second, guys. We're going to go on a quick little rabbit trail here. Hold on. You'll find out in just 1 minute. I don't even know. Okay. All right. I found it. Now, hold on now. Thank you for waiting. Patience is appreciated. Okay. Now, he said, let's go back to, he said the corrupt temple of disease.
To defeat it and beat it down. And I'm not asking, well, they spent 20 years building this diseased temple of corruption.
Disease temple of corruption. That reminded me of a Q post that took you to this movie here.
I'll keep my head up, and you will end this.
I'm just getting warmed up. This is von Clausewitz shit. Total fucking war.
I don't know if there's some weird copyright claims and stuff, guys. How long is this? I think if I pause it just for just a second, because the part is like right here. We're gonna go for it. But the disease temple of corruption. Remember what Cash just said. The disease temple of corruption.
I'm gonna pull the whole thing down. I'm gonna bring the whole fucking diseased, corrupt temple down on your head. It's gotta be biblical.
All right. Now hopefully, nothing happens because I put that up there. Okay, let me stop sharing this. So what do you guys think about that, right? I mean, come on. I take that as 100% a calm. And I hadn't even watched that until I was just watching that live with you. So there he's going, saying he's not done. They need to expose this diseased, corrupt temple. And I just freaking love that. Oh, let me put it up. I'm playing it and you guys are not seeing it.
Well, they spent 20 years building this diseased temple of corruption.
All right. So there you go. That's pretty cool. I love little comms like that. Okay. So guys, with that, I see you all in chat. You guys are so lovely. Nice to see you, Nancy Lucky. Let me pull up my comments here. So good to see you. And Kai, I remember you. 7474. Hi, good to see you. It's me. US. Oh, it's me. Maybe just reposted this stream. Thank you. If that's what you're saying, thank you so much. All right. So we're going to jump into parts of the movie. So the movie is playing and indictments are happening. And all the people that we know that are guilty are starting to come back in the news again, just like what that Q post was saying. Do you find it interesting that everything discussed in the past is somehow making news as of late? So that's going to take us to this first video I have. And I've been uploading all of these videos on my Rumble. So for this whole duration of 4 years that I've been down, all this content is on Rumble. But I'm going to be playing it here because it's like, hey, let's do it. Let's get this out on YouTube. So this is titled Treason. I will be right back.
Is it necessary for the security of the United States that Russia pay some price for doing this? If, as you said, they did it.
I think there is no doubt that when any foreign government tries to impact the integrity of our elections, that we need to take action, and we will, at a time and place of our own choosing.
President Obama then directed Obama's DNI James Clapper to lead the effort to create this new intelligence community assessment. There was a shift, 180-degree shift from the intelligence community's assessment leading up to the election to the one that President Obama directed be produced after Donald Trump won the election. There's a long laundry list of facts and intelligence reporting that directly contradict the statement coming from President Obama's office and those who are trying to deflect away from what actually happened.
They caught President Obama absolutely cold. They tried to rig the election, and they got caught. After what they did to me, it's time to go after people. What they did in 2016 and in 2020 is very criminal. It's criminal at the highest level. Barack Hussein Obama is the ringleader. Hillary Clinton was right there with him, and so was Sleepy Joe Biden, and so were the rest of them. Comey, Clapper, the whole group. And they tried to rig an election, and they got caught.
The expressed intent and what followed afterward can only be described as a years-long coup and a treasonous conspiracy.
The leader of the gang was President Obama, Barack Hussein Obama. Have you heard of him? It's there. He's guilty. This was treason.
It is treason. It was like yesterday, I was talking to my mom about this, and she's like, I said something about treason. She's like, treason, I like that. She's like, we need to be saying that more because it is. Because it is. It's crazy, guys, that we live through this. Like, the whole even lead up to Obama, and it was just like, oh. And everybody talks about that. There was this whole push like, the way he speaks is so elegant, and he's just so moving. And of course, because he was black, they obviously put that up, like, make him the first black president. These things mean nothing. Policy, what are you going to do when you get in there? That's what means something. And the American people woke up, and then Trump came along and said, hey, I will deliver. He's not dumb either. He knew exactly what people needed. He's a businessman, right? So thank God for President Donald Trump. And man, treason at the highest levels. It's going to be a lot of people. It's going to be a lot of people. And I might switch my order here. I think I actually already switched my order of some stuff here. Okay. So I'm going to play this clip here that I made pretty recently. And this was actually fun. It's not my voice. It sounds like me, but it's not. I used an AI to do this. It was the first time I used an AI voice, and I did the video editing, and I just titled it Cywar, and just kind of as a more artistic piece to catch people's eye and make them wonder and think about, am I being influenced by outside things? Am I making that influence make me do decisions that I wouldn't have? So like, always be aware of what you're taking into your mind, because that's literally who you become, and then what you believe, and then that comes out of you. So we have to be very careful with propaganda and psychological warfare. So I'm going to play this, and I will be right back.
The entire world is watching. They can no longer hide in the shadows. Warfare is evolving. Psychological warfare, also known as Cywar, is a strategic approach that uses psychological tactics to influence the perceptions, emotions, attitudes, and behaviors of an enemy or target audience. It aims to undermine an opponent's will, to fight, weaken their morale, and ultimately achieve objectives without resorting to direct physical combat. This is typically achieved through propaganda. Through propaganda. Through propaganda. Information warfare. Words and ideas are the ammunition used in Cywar.
Join today. That's fun. I freaking love just like video editing. You can always just do whatever the heck you want and have fun with it. Okay. So, little break here. I'm going to play this clip concerning John Bolton.
They do it. But why are we even having this conversation? Why is this happening? Because Donald Trump has ordered his Justice Department to systematically go after his political opponents. Again, show me the man, I will show you the crime. And I think that, again, we need to balance those thoughts at the same time. And I really appreciate the caution with which people are addressing this right now and the distinctions between this prosecution and, say, the prosecution of James Comey. But let's never forget that this prosecution is taking place because Donald Trump wills it and will continue, as Maya just said, will continue to insist upon these kinds of vindictive prosecutions.
Okay, I gotta call this out. So first of all, what this is that's playing, this is Panic in DC right here. This is MSNBC. And one thing I want to point out, because I like to talk about, what we just talked about, psychological warfare. There are things that say in MK Ultra where they'll program the subject, and by many different types of means. It could be repetition, it could be shocking, drugs, flashing of repetitive things in their eyes, and playing in their ears for weeks on end. Like, it's insane, right? But the world has been in MK Ultra to some extent just through your television, right? With the programming, right? And all we know, one thing we know is if you repeat something over and over and over again, it'll become a habit. If something is being repeated over and over again on the TV, you're going to start to believe it, no matter what, because it's just brainwash, right? So one thing I want to point out right here concerning what I just said, he calls upon the programmed trigger word. Okay, all the leftists and liberals that have been programmed to hate Donald Trump, whenever they hear it, then they go, oh yes, I hate it. So he makes sure to say the problem of the indictments. We're getting indicted, I don't know, whatever. And he goes, but remember, it's because of Trump. Remember, Trump. Ding, 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 ding. And he's trying to trigger them. And so they go, okay, this is the latest thing I got to be mad about. So check it out.
This right now, and the distinctions between this prosecution and, say, the prosecution of James Comey. But let's never forget that this prosecution is taking place because Donald Trump wills it and will continue, as Maya just said, will continue to insist upon.
Okay, so you get it. I don't want to watch any more of him. But so this is Panic in DC. Eric Darty, I don't even know. I'm sorry if I say your name wrong. Breaking: panic is erupting within Democrat circles after John Bolton, Letitia James, and James Comey were indicted, with major concerns that more indictments are coming against deep state or corrupt officials. This is just a down payment on what's coming. They fear they're using phrases like, show me the man, I'll show you the crime. The same logic they employed against President Trump when they targeted him. And that's a lot of things you will notice is the precedent has already been set. They indicted Trump how many times? 51? I don't even know. It's insane, right? So it's already happened to sitting president. That's why it's fun, because that means that no stone won't be left unturned, including Biden and Obama. So it should be pretty fun to see how this progresses. But I love you guys so much, and you're all on chat, and it's good to see you, baby. Like a mind wash. Yes, mind wash. That's actually cool. A cool phrase. Instead of brainwash, mind wash. Okay. So concerning everything, right, that's been going on, I'm going to play, you know what? I'm going to move this one over. Hopefully it doesn't play while I move it. I'm going to play this one first of a situation talking about, hold on. In fact, I might need to play something before that. Oh, I guess I don't have it. Okay. I'm going to play this video where it's kind of giving you a little bit of background about Hillary Clinton, because all these crimes are going to connect to each other, and it goes all the way back. So check this out. I'm going to upload the other one I'm looking for, and I will be back.
The key point here, which again, the mainstream media won't pay attention to, which is Russia believed, or the Russia actually claimed to have had very, very negative and derogatory information about Hillary Clinton, that if they had chosen to release that in the weeks leading up to that November 2016 election, it would have very likely had a devastating effect on her campaign.
Totally. I mean, that she was addicted to tranquilizers.
Yes.
And then you now look at that footage of her at the 9/11 ceremony in New York, being sort of staggering towards her van and having to be pushed in there. And now you look at that with different eyes.
That's right.
If that's correct, that she was on tranquilizers. And there was a whole lot of other negative, that she had a strange hysteria, sort of laughing and.
I was alone, yes.
The whole night?
Well, yes, the whole night.
I don't know why that's funny. I mean, did you have any in-person briefings? I don't find it funny at all.
Sanders said that, quote, the American people are sick and tired of hearing about your damn emails. But there are a lot of people who are not.
Well.
Including FBI officials looking into whether national security was compromised because of this server.
Hi, Secretary Clinton, will you release a transcript of your paid speeches to Goldman Sachs? No, there's a lot of controversy over their speeches.
I was on the front lines of that, looking into the eyes of my neighbor.
Governor O'Malley, thank you. I do want to ask you, Secretary Clinton.
Received $800,000 for poor speaking engagements, ostensibly in support of the trade deal, or by a group that supports the trade deal. You've given your own money to your campaign. Is that a conflict of interest?
I mean, and how many angels dance on the head of a pin? I have really nothing to. I mean, how do you answer that?
Why do you and the president have such a hyper-partisan view of politics?
Well, Chris, if you had walked even a day in our shoes over the last 15 years.
Crying and what other sorts of negative things?
That essentially the documents that Russia claimed they had portrayed Hillary Clinton as having mental health challenges that would result in fits of laughter and fits of rage.
You did come up with a new plan.
I'm sure he'll be happy to hear that, Chris. Thank you.
Because what's happened, if this war ensues, we invade and they're looking for an excuse to do it. And Obama was not even there to vote.
Senator Clinton, I want to give you a chance to respond.
Well, I don't know where to start.
It also pointed out some very specific physical health concerns that apparently leaders within the DNC were discussing amongst each other.
That's right. This wasn't invented intelligence like the Steele dossier. This was supposedly emails within the DNC
and communication among senior
hacked.
DNC officials that Russia claimed to have in their possession. So the point here is that if Putin and Russia aspired to help Trump get elected, which is what the manufactured January 2017 intelligence community assessment says, with high confidence, according to Brennan and Clapper, then Putin would have released the most damaging information and emails to help President Trump leading up to that November 2016 election. The fact is, the opposite is true. It was intentionally withheld and not released because they assumed that Hillary Clinton would win that election. And their plan, according to these documents that were found in an investigation the House Intelligence Committee conducted into the CIA's creation of this January 2017 assessment, is that Russia had decided to wait until Hillary Clinton won the election and wait until maybe days or weeks before her inauguration to release these documents once again, to sow
Destroy
chaos and discord in America and to undermine her presidency before she would even have the opportunity to take the oath of office.
Whoa. Okay, hold on. I gotta pull this up. We got undercover white hat from X. Abby, we were just shouting you out on Q School. Woo, 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 woo. And you pop up here. Send a lot of friends your way. Oh, dude. Thank you. Thank you so much. So good to see you. And then Eric Q Freeman, I don't know if you're able to chat a little bit or type a little bit, but you say Hillary has, actually, you know, I'll look it up. Hillary has Kuru disease. Let me look it up. And let's see what that is. Now, they say tranquilizers, right? But if you follow anything with, okay, it says Kuru is a rare fatal neurodegenerative disease that was once prevalent. I can't say that word. Prevalent among the 4 people of Papua New Guinea. Interesting. Okay, so they're saying that like lack of protein and it causes damage to the brain. Could be true. Could be true. She was obviously doing like what they're saying, they're tranquilizers. But if you go deeper, there are other drugs out there that the elite get addicted to. And it also includes, I don't even know if I can say things like this here. It's like, what can I say? Like, I don't know. But I think some of you guys who know, like, regarding like Pizzagate, those kind of things. Who knows? I've heard that cannibalism could cause you to have problems like that as well. So, but yeah, and I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be one bit surprised because my research has taken me down some very dark rabbit holes that show that the elite are all in a cult. They might have different names. I used to call it the Illuminati. I can still call it the Illuminati, but the Illuminati was the original order. But now it is, it's just the globalist cult cabal, and they are Luciferians. That's pretty much it. Top of the triangle, the secret religion, right? That's really what it comes down to. And that's why it is a spiritual battle. That's why, Q always takes us right back to that. We're not just battling physical battles, which we are, actively here, but there are spiritual things happening all the time around us. And we can also affect that realm as well. And we can protect from that realm, like Ephesians, when you put it on the full armor of God. So it's clear that we interact, we can pray. If you pray for people, I mean, in the Bible, guys, honestly, it says if you believe in Jesus and you follow Christ, if you have enough faith, it says you could heal people. Now, I've never healed people, but I believe the Bible. I believe in the abilities we have. I have looked into enough CIA documents to know that we can do things with our mind that people say we can't. People can heal people. This is also documented in the CIA. It's wild. So I think there's a whole world. There's a whole world that they've kept from us. And that's why they show magic on the movies, but magic is pretend. They just keep it for themselves. They view us like, the lesser thans. It's a class system, really. We're the slaves, right? But that's where Trump comes in, changing all of that systematically and doing it in a way that the programmed public could actually get deprogrammed while simultaneously being shown a movie, right? They're all being played right now. So it's exciting times, and been around for a long time. But I've never lost faith in the cause because the cause is for freedom. It's the most patriotic thing you could be for. It actually is the most Christian thing you can. Where the Spirit of the Lord is, there is freedom. I'm not sure where that's found. It's a Bible verse. And there's so many more other verses about how Jesus brings freedom, not only to, to our soul, he saves us. And so the whole movement, Q, that, transformed into the Patriots and then into MAGA, all of us, we are the Great Awakening. We are bringing on this new reality, if you want to put it that way. There's a great quote that says, to change the existing reality, you can't. You just have to make your own. You have to make a new one. And so that's what we did. That's what we all did, the Anons. We spread out. YouTube tried to censor us. Worked for a little bit. But the truth is the truth, and it will always come back. So with that, I'm going to play. Okay, so we just watched Hillary Clinton, right? The whole thing about her. Now, this was something that came out, it was probably just like a month ago, but the news cycle is so fast that it feels like a long time ago. But I think it was I think it was Tulsi Gabbard. She declassified a part of the Durham report that was released, but it was classified as a part that was kept away. It's like, so retarded. Well, then we didn't see the full report. And it was called Annex, I think it was called like Annex A or something. So I put together this remix from going to the document, cutting out the clips, I read it through, highlighting it, and some of Hillary's connections, including to Soros and the FBI. Boom. All right, I'm in the middle of looking for a clip because there was a post, a Q post in that video that we were just watching that I put talking about the emails, the 33,000 emails, and I'm looking for that. Just give me a sec. Because I know I have. It's like, when you're searching your computer, you just can't find it. That's all right. What I'm going to do, I'm going to play one more video while I look for it because it's great. It's just like these people are lying pieces of crap. Like he is covered for Hillary, Comey. Basically, James Comey was freaking covering for Hillary, head of FBI. He's responsible for so many different crimes. But the concept is that the whole Russiagate thing that first started was Hillary's plan to vilify Trump. That was to get people off the trace of the emails, okay? The emails involve what I believe the death of Seth Rich, Julian Assange, and emails that contain Hillary Clinton's crimes against children that police officers, actual real police officers, you can look up their names, they all died after they watched this video that was supposedly on the laptop. This is Wiener's laptop that the FBI got. And guys, I mean, this goes so deep and so dark. And there is a Q post that says like the truth is not for everybody. So it's okay. Like maybe, they'll be like, yes, caught him on treason, whatever. But I hope that they really dig into the rest of it because it's really about children. It's really about what these evil people are up to because they're satanic pedophiles. So like I said, I don't know how far I can go on this, but now that takes us to a great clip that I put together. And so this speech, Trump made it at Brad, if you're watching, it's the speech that Trump makes at that dinner, and I think it's put on by the Catholics there in New York. I wish I could remember the name of the dinner. And so, anyways, it's normal, and people go up, they'll roast some people, and then of course Trump gets up there and he roasts his opponent at the time. You know, they never thought she would lose, Hillary Clinton. And so I made a super cut of it because the actual thing is pretty long, but I made a super cut of it. And now, knowing what you know now, and knowing that Trump Q team has been with us from the beginning, I want you to listen to it and just listen to it and see like the back then and now, and just like how it all is coming back around. And it's just absolutely fabulous. I'm going to see if I can find that Comey clip. I love you guys. I will see you back on the other side.
With all of the heated back and forth between my opponent and me at the debate last night, we have proven that we can actually be civil to each other. In fact, just before taking the dais, Hillary accidentally bumped into me, and she very civilly said, "Pardon me."
It's movie time.
And I very politely replied, "Let me talk to you about that after I get into office." But one of the things I noticed tonight,
oh my goodness, James,
and I've
so
known
good to
Hillary
see you.
for a long
Yes,
time.
that's it.
This is the first time ever,
Al Smith dinner,
ever, that Hillary is sitting down and speaking to major corporate leaders and not getting paid for it. It's true. It's true. You know, last night I called Hillary a nasty woman.
It's to replenish the
Such
Social
a nasty
Security
woman.
Trust Fund.
These events give not only the candidates a chance to be with each other in a very social setting, it also allows the candidates the opportunity to meet the other candidates' team. Good team. I know Hillary met my campaign manager, and I got the chance to meet the people who are working so hard to get her elected. There they are, the heads of NBC, CNN, CBS, ABC. There's the New York Times right over there, and the Washington Post. They're working overtime. True. True. Oh, this one's going to get me in trouble. I'd like to address an important religious matter, the issue of going to confession, or as Hillary calls it, the 4th of July weekend with FBI Director Comey. Now, I'm told Hillary went to confession before tonight's event, but the priest was having a hard time when he asked her about her sins, and she said she couldn't remember 39 times. Hillary is so corrupt. She got kicked off the Watergate Commission. How corrupt do you have to be to get kicked off the Watergate Commission? Pretty corrupt. Hillary is and has been in politics since the 70s. What's her pitch? The economy is busted. The government's corrupt. Washington is failing. Vote for me. I've been working on these problems for 30 years. I can fix it, she says. I wasn't really sure if Hillary was going to be here tonight, because I guess you didn't send her invitation by email. Or maybe you did, and she just found out about it through the wonder of WikiLeaks.
Right there, bro. Right there, bro.
Now, if some of you haven't noticed, Hillary isn't laughing as much as the rest of us. That's because she knows the jokes. And all of the jokes were given to her in advance of the dinner by Donna Brazil, which is, everyone knows, of course, Hillary's belief that it takes a village, which only makes sense, after all, in places like Haiti, where she's taken a number of them. Thank you. I don't know, and I don't want this evening without saying something nice about my opponent. Hillary's been in Washington a long time. She knows a lot about how government works. And according to her sworn testimony, Hillary has forgotten more things than most of us will ever know. That I can tell you. You know, when we caught Hillary Clinton, I said, you know what? Let's not go too far here. It's the ex-wife of a president, and I thought it was sort of terrible. And I let her off the hook, and I'm very happy I did. But it's time to start, after what they did to me, and whether it's right or wrong, it's time to go after people. And what they did in 2016 and in 2020 is very criminal. It's criminal at the highest level.
Nothing can stop what is coming. Whoop, whoop. Okay, I saw some people out in here. I saw a lot of people out in here. Okay, James, are you still there? Like, I have to have you on. Yes, dude. Basically, way back in the day, for everybody watching, this guy right here, hold on. He was in the cool group. And dude, you super helped me. Like when you're first getting red pilled, you have basically no friends. So it's cool when you find a community. I think, was it like we were in Discord, and you could have like a voice chat there. And so there's so many patriots and so many people. And I just remember like early days talking about Q and like figuring things out, and like at the same time simultaneously dealing with being red pilled and going, holy crap. It's like the Matrix, right? You wake up, you get unplugged, and you're like, holy crap. And then when you go back into the world, you're getting plugged back in, right? You're awake though. And so it's a lot like that. We had, oh yeah, dude. Yes. James says we had an awesome team in the day. Legit. And I wonder where everybody is and what everybody's doing. I have definitely kept on going. And like now, me and Brad, we're on Badlands Media over on Rumble. I also do this on my own channel on Rumble. And I'm also live on Rumble. Hi, guys. I love you all. And but yeah, Eric Freeman, boom. And Olivia, great job, Abby. Oh, thank you so much. And DJ Wiles, so good to see you. Awesome video, Abby. And then about that video we just played, Olivia says her body language is huge, but it is. Like, she's very revealing in her evilness. We were close to the source. Yes, legit. I share you on my site. Oh, sweet. Dude, I got to go back. There's so many of those. Remember when we made all those sites when all this censorship was going down? Anons were like, oh my gosh, we got to go somewhere else that won't censor us. Turns out at the time, there was barely any place to go. But yeah, so James, you made your own social media. And I remember I joined on that. And there was a few other people that did too. I joined on those. I don't even really go on True Social when I need to. I'm pretty much here on X, which everybody on X, hi. And on Rumble, of course. And then now on YouTube here. And I'm off and on Pilled. So not all the time. I want to start integrating that into the chat, right? Yep. Everything is fake and gay upon awakening. It just is. It just is. It's a hard thing to accept. What is Abby's YouTube address? Oh, hold on. I can put it in there. Hold on. It's like I have these two separate web browsers open. So you're back. Yay. And Brad's back. Brad, do you see who's in there? James. Yeah. Okay. I was like, look who's in there. Okay. There's my YouTube channel. I know it might be redundant for everybody on YouTube, but hopefully it went out to everybody. Oh, no, it didn't. Hold on. Let me put it. Sorry, wrong channel. There we go. Quantum Healer. There you go. Fake and gay as fuck. Yes, I agree. Okay, so we're going to go. Hold on. We're going to go to our next video. Oh, I still have a comment pulled up. I'm a little, what's the word? Rusty, okay? Like a little rusty, but that's okay. You guys are great. Okay. To circle back to what we were talking about. So Trump drops the bomb about Hillary's secret meeting with Comey, and he mentions the emails of WikiLeaks. So this was a video, and this is almost impossible to find online. And when I found it, I downloaded it. And when I can play it, I play it. So check this out.
James Comey famously had the press conference where he was talking about how they were reopening the Hillary Clinton email case because they had discovered 30,000 email from Hillary Clinton and State Department on Anthony Weiner's laptop because and this is all contained in a brand new book called Deep State by James Stewart. We were telling you a little bit about it yesterday. And apparently an FBI guy was looking at Weiner's laptop, looking for evidence that he had had inappropriate contact with an underage person with inappropriate text messages. Well, as soon as he opened up the computer, he discovered that it wasn't 30,000 email like James Comey had said. It turns out it was 340,000. It's over 10 times the amount. And now you're wondering, why did James Comey say it was 30,000 when it was 340,000?
Big discrepancy, right?
Yeah, right? This is one of the quotes. During the course of my review of a computer seized from Anthony Weiner, I encountered approximately at least 340,000 emails stored on the computer. He also said, and this is quoted in the New York Post today, we have 10 times the volume that Director Comey said we had on the record. Why isn't anybody here? And what he was calling for then were superiors from Washington, the FBI, to come help them because, according to the book, it was one of those old blank moments when they realized what they had on that computer.
Okay, so that's the Anthony Weiner's laptop computer. And that's the one that the cops looked at and they all had to go throw up. I don't think I have that clip handy, but there's a clip of I'm not going to be able to remember her name now. Powell. Oh, that's her last name. Anyway, she talks about the same situation and how the police watched the video and they were just absolutely disturbed. And now all of them are not with us anymore. And some of them like committed suicide. And like, if you look into it, like a lot of the families will be like, it was weird I have no idea why. Oh, thank you. Undercover White Hat, Sidney Powell. Yeah, I knew it was Powell, Sidney Powell. And it's like, it's crazy, man. These people are so evil. So with that, we're going to take a look at the intelligence agencies because they're actually one of my favorite. It's funny. I always have a mixed feeling about the CIA because the CIA is where I find all the cool declassified information, right? But always the information is outrageous. And how dare they do that on the people? So it's funny because I like to go to their website and find all these declass. But as you're reading them, you're like, motherfricker, you violated all our constitutional rights. And it's declassified and nobody gives a frick because it was in 1962. It's just like, whoa, So anyways, all in all, I think that they should be completely gone. I think they should be scattered into 1,000 pieces and thrown into the wind. I didn't say the quote exactly, but that's like what our president, John F. Kennedy, said. So we will see. I think Trump is fulfilling that through these indictments and through a case that I believe is a RICO case, is what a lot of people on Badlands Media, where I'm on Mondays and Tuesdays. Anyways, I think it's a long ongoing case and they're indicting people here and there and there. And if they put enough pressure, or what Brad says, pinch them, you might get some people to squeal and you're going to get more information and you're just going to get that house of cards to truly start falling apart. So that is what I am hoping for. So with that, this was a little piece I put together. When Joe Biden's son and the whole talk about his laptop came out and they literally went on, the main news went on and said it was fake and Russian disinformation while I had the contents on my computer. Okay, so it's like, oh, you're totally lying, right? It was a no-brainer for me. But there were so many people that thought it was, right? So at that time, they wanted to have a little more oomph for the public to believe that it was all fake. So what they did is they gathered up 51 intelligence agents and had them sign a letter that said, it has all the classic earmarks of Russian disinformation. So when that happened, I found the list of the 51 intelligence agents, and they were pretty much all CIA. Like 3 of them are like intelligence something, but it's like straight up, they're all CIA. They're all spooks. And I read through it and I go, this is great. I'm learning their names, but yeah, John Bolton was indicted today, Eric. Yeah, I did cover that in the beginning of this. This is all part of the D-class. This is all about the shows that are playing. That's why I titled this, Let's Watch Some Movies, is because all these movies, all these shows are playing right now. Starting to, it seems. So yeah, that's awesome. Okay, so this is the 51 intelligence agents. So I wanted to see their faces. I saw their names, but doesn't mean anything. I want to see their faces. I want to see who they are. So I know when I see them, I'll be like, yeah, she was one of the people that signed off on it. There's a few women, by the way. All right, so here they are. The 51 intelligence agents.
The difference is in 2024, the evidence is there. We now have the Durham investigation. We have all the congressional investigations. There is now hard evidence that there was election interference by the U.S. intelligence agencies and the Department of Justice. They've got to be terrified. Those individuals have to be terrified. got to be terrified. Those individuals have to be terrified. Those individuals have to be terrified. So then go up to 2020. It was the CIA this time that got involved in the 2020 election with those 51 former intel agents who talked about the Hunter Biden laptop as total Russian disinformation. So they've gotten away with it for 2 elections. The difference is in 2024, the evidence is there. We now have the Durham investigation. We have all the congressional investigations. There is now hard evidence that there was election interference by the U.S. intelligence agencies and the Department of Justice. They've got to be terrified. Be terrified. Those individuals have to be terrified.
Oh yeah, dude, I get down with that song. It's good music, man. I don't know, it just gets you in that mode. Okay, I saw James. You said Jim Watkins and I are discussing doing another show. Oh boy, that'd be fun, dude. You got to. I think YouTube's kind of unlocked. It is, and it isn't. I think I have a shadow ban, but of course, I don't know if I could prove that or not. But it's, I haven't lost anything I put up lately, and I've talked about all kinds of things. So it's obviously better than it was. All right. Eric Freeman. And a conservative bought Dominion. Things are getting interesting. You know, I saw that. I have not been catching up on that. It's weird because I just feel like any of those things could be hacked. Like, I just don't. I need to look more into that, because if our elections are not fixed, like before the next election is over, like, and that, you know what I mean? Like, and it was by the grace of God that Trump was able to get in. And we do know that original Q post that says, like, where things done to prevent the rigging. And that's about Hillary and Trump. That kind of alludes to, is that possible, that they were able to prevent something, because remember the concept, they never thought she'd lose. She didn't even do her after speech, her concession speech, or whatever that is. She just left, because she didn't think at all. Oh, Quantum Healer. It's drop 14. Hold on. I love having cute people here. It's like such a breath of fresh air. A brush. Okay, hold on. Let me put in 14 here. Let's check it out here. Oh, you mean like the post? We're doing the post right here. All right, let's share it. We're just going here because it's a great post. I think that this one's long, if I can recall. Well, not too long. All right, this is Q post 14, October 31st. This getting close. 7 years, 11 months, 2 weeks ago. All right, I'm going to read it real quick. So it shows a picture of George Washington on the boat, and that's a wonderful depiction of the Delaware crossing. And this is considered the time that really changed the tides in the war. And it says, SCIF, military intelligence, what is state secrets and how upheld in the SC. I should know all these abbreviations by now, but I don't. What must be completed to engage military intelligence over 3-letter agencies? I think that's what that is. What must occur to allow for civilian trials? Why is this relevant? What was one's background? Why is this relevant? What did Adam R. NSA meet Trump privately without authorization? Does POTUS know where the bodies are buried? Does POTUS have the goods on most bad actors? Was Trump asked to run for president? Why? By who? Was Hillary Rodham Clinton next in line? Was the election supposed to be rigged? Thank you, by the way, for the post. Good people prevent the rigging. I didn't know that this was that one. So no wonder why that was ingrained in my mind. It's an early on post right there. So right there, they're saying that it's a question. It's a question. But they say, did good people prevent the rigging? They never thought you'd lose. So I'm just saying. Why did POTUS form a panel to investigate? Has POTUS ever made a statement that did not become proven as true/fact? And I love his personality. And he himself is just so, he wants to, his image of what he believes in, he lives it, right? So he is fighting for truth. He has had to be a clean, super clean to do this, because believe me, if there was anything they find dirt on you, they're going to amplify it 1 trillion times. Like even someone just imagine if any of us ran for Congress or this, that, I bet you all of us have got some stuff in our past. Somehow Trump barely has anything. And the things that they try to bring up are kind of really low level. Like the one about him grabbing a girl by or whatever. I mean, they drag that through, and it's like you turn on the TV today, they're saying things 1 trillion times worse than that. That was a private thing, and he was talking to some guys, and somebody secretly was recording that, and it's come on, they really tried. They really tried. But he was good and he was clean, and I think that's why the military approached him, because he was also a patriot based on all the things he did, and throughout his life, just things that he did and how he helped people. Okay. What is POTUS in control of? What is the one organization left that isn't corrupt? Why does the military play such a vital role? Why is POTUS surrounded by highly respected generals? Who guards former presidents? Why is that relevant? Who guards HRC? So that's a very interesting statement there. Hillary, by the way, Hillary Clinton. Why is Antifa allowed to operate? Now, in that Durham Annex video that I just played, it showed that Hillary Clinton's campaign, or Hillary Clinton, their organization, the Clinton Foundation, one of their, I don't know, it was like CEO, someone that was high up in the Clinton Foundation, was working with George Soros, who we know is the person behind funding these NGOs that in turn fund Antifa. Okay. So why is Antifa allowed to operate? This is why, is because it's literally the arm of the deep state that moves their brainwashed pawns. I've talked about brainwashed before. That's what they're doing. And of course they signal them with the code as Donald Trump. And then all the and all the people sitting in their seats went, it's true though. So that's what that's about. Okay. Why hasn't the MB been classified? And what's MB? Why hasn't the MB? Somebody help me with that in chat. Why hasn't the MB been classified as a terrorist organization? I don't know what this is. What happens if Soros-funded operations get violent and engage in domestic terrorism? And there we go. Now, because Trump has titled Antifa now as a terrorist group, where it's so weird because like we're seeing these things that basically it's all happening, and it's like these deltas, and I don't know what to make of it other than I'm having a great time following along, and I guess we'll see what happens. Got some movies playing, right? Okay, so what happens if mayors, police, comms, chiefs do not enforce the law? And that's what we're seeing right now. And that the Supreme Court just passed that the president has the authority to do that if they're not following law. So that's right there, 100% calm. What authority does POTUS have specifically over the Marines? Well, he can direct them. Why is this important? And, as we know, they have been deployed and helping out with the uprisings. What is Mueller's background? Military. Was Trump asked to run for president with assurances made to prevent tampering? There we go again to a little reference there to, is it possible they prevented the rigging? How is POTUS always 5 steps ahead? Now that's a fun one. Why don't you guys leave it in chat, and I'm going to read it here in just a second. We're going to see how is he always 5 steps ahead, even now after the 4 years of pain. It's like, and even though the whole time Biden was in, guys, it was shitty and terrible things were happening. What it allowed was this mass awakening to happen because it was horrible. It was just horrible. In fact, they made it a little horrible right before because they released, the whole virus / COVID / everybody in the whole world take this poisonous vaccine that nobody knows what it does. Off, right? We've been through so much stuff. Like I've talked about this before. I'm like this is insane. Like, and there's operations going on from the beginning of time. I get it. I know it. Like, think about the whole thing with Jesus, man. People were conspiring. There was an op going on. Like all this stuff. It's always happened. I know that. But it's just like, man, it's crazy. It's crazy. And yes, Eric, playbook known. 100%. And yeah, Insurrection Act incoming. Yeah, exactly. And it's funny, I've heard it from many places, people talking about certain things about like, martial law, but how in this case it won't be a bad thing because it's while, the military conduct their operations, right? And I think that's also an acute post. So I think we're there. And for the black-pilled people out there, the people that are upset and haters, whatever, I'm sorry. But like, if you have no hope, if you have no faith, what are you fighting for anyways, right? So here's a man that I believe was divinely picked by God. He was saved from an assassination like twice. And who knows how many attempts. And he's with us. And he does give glory to God. That's the big one sign for me. If I'm following a leader, and I'll say follow meaning just agreeing with them and supporting them to be my leader, because it's all about him representing we the people. But one of the things that they got to do is they got to follow God. They can't go against what I believe. You know, in the Bible it calls it 10 commandments, but really they're just universal known human laws, human rights, you know, things that you shouldn't steal, you shouldn't lie, you shouldn't kill. Like, these are just things that are written on our hearts. And so, yeah. So this is Battle of Good and Evil, guys. And with that, and you guys are so cool hanging out in chat. I'm really happy to be on all these platforms. Please give me a like, guys. By the way, give me a like on any platform you are on. If you're on X, give me a heart. You can re-exit if you want. Just saying. Everybody on Rumble, you guys are so awesome. And now, of course, on YouTube, it's really cool to just see all these old school friends popping up. And I've been really enjoying the algorithm being back. I'm seeing all the channels I used to follow, and they're all coming back too. They're like, I just got back 5 days ago. It's like, no way. So it's super exciting. Now, with that, we went through, let's pull this up. We went through, you know, there's quite a bit of panic in DC because of the FISA-gate. Here, you could see me. There's, you know, oh, it's not sharing. Is it sharing? What is sharing? Okay, cool. All right, so you have the FISA-gate going on. That's what we were going through. A lot of this stuff, emails, Hillary Clinton, you know, the intelligence agents, not only with Hunter Biden laptop, but things going all the way back with Brennan and freaking with, you know, if you go through Flynn's book, you know, he talks about in Pardon of Innocence, these coups that they set up and the fake story about Russia meddling and Obama and Joe Biden. They're all dirty, right? So all these things. And I haven't touched on the guardians of pedophiles yet. Now I'm going to play a clip here, the latest video I just made. And it kind of dives into this a little bit. I haven't made quite a bit of things about this. The last videos I did, they did get removed. This one should be okay, I'm hoping. So with that, I'm going to play No More Excuses.
First of all, who was on the Epstein list, if there was one? If there's no official list, who all frequently visited Epstein Island?
You're hiding something, and one day I'm gonna figure out what it is. Even when you can walk like a normal person, you can lie. You are one creep, Sometimes I can really be a monster. Surprise, motherfucker.
Young children who are missing or dead. And we found a lot of these children and we're sending them back, and we've been sending them back to their parents. And the mother and father rush to the door, and their tears in their eyes. They can't believe that they're seeing their son or daughter, their little son or daughter again. We've done almost 30,000 of them so far. Any system that results in the mass trafficking of children is inherently evil. Yet that is exactly what the globalist migration agenda has done, and it's what it's all about. In America, those days, as you know, are over. The Trump administration is working, and we are continuing to work to track down the villains that are causing this problem. You're not going to find all of them. More than 300,000. They're lost or they're dead. They're lost or they're dead because of the animals.
Lies that Epstein, with his little friend Ghislaine and Ghislaine's father, Robert Maxwell, who is obviously a spy of the Israeli intelligence agencies, that there was something else going on here. Epstein was not some sort of whiz-kid hedge fund manager. Epstein was playing a part.
So the real scandal here is who he was working for and where the money came from. That's the actual scandal. And no one will say anything about it because the answer...
Was it American intelligence?
No.
Was it Saudi intelligence?
No.
Was it British intelligence?
It was Israeli intelligence.
My family and I have known for years that there are costs to standing up to Donald Trump.
It's nothing new that if you're in the intel agencies, you want to try and get as much blackmail on powerful people as possible. Easy, not hard. And this is no longer just speculation. First of all, the evidence that shows that Epstein was a creation of either Mossad, Israeli intelligence, American intelligence,
Surprise, motherfucker.
and park a couple $100 million and say, hey, can you get one of the members of the royal family with a 13-year-old so we can get them to do what we want to do? Members of Congress are actively being blackmailed. The Epstein playbook is being used on a daily basis. Jeffrey Epstein was not a financier.
So in the end, he obviously didn't kill himself, just like Jeffrey Epstein.
Jeffrey Epstein was a key player in a multi-decade blackmail operation against the most powerful people on the planet.
Who all knows from within the government who's on this list? Was Epstein a double agent for another country?
And everyone's embarrassed to say that because you're not allowed to say that or something because you're a hater, but you're not a hater at all. You can think Israel's a great country that deserves our support, as I do.
My best memories are in Israel.
Yeah, it's great. I've taken my family on vacation there, but it's still a foreign country, and it's a fair question to ask, were you running a blackmail scheme in our country? And I think the answer is yes.
Excuses. We don't have a Gaza, and we don't have an Iran as an excuse. That was a good excuse, but we don't have that anymore.
No more excuses. And so that's about like cutting off the slush funds, the funds that feed the eye, all these countries that we've given money to for these continued wars. It doesn't need to happen. But it's interesting because it's like with this Jeffrey Epstein's thing, it's all intertwined with the intelligence agencies of multiple different countries, including our own, and people in Congress, and I'm assuming around the world. And it's a very terrible, terrible thing that's happened on this planet with the child trafficking, and it needs to stop. It needs to stop. Bring it all down. Justice. Yes. Olivia says, Blue Eyes, you edit a killer video. Thank you very much. That's the thing. It's like, since I've been gone. So a lot has happened. So since I've been gone, since I was taken down, I have gotten married to Brad. And like I said, Brad Zerbo, who is, he's still out there. I'm going to find an old, I think, okay, here we go. This guy right here. Brad CGZ. Okay, so we got married and he moved all the way out here to Alaska with me. So it's great. And so during the time we were dating, so I was doing some video editing in the beginning for my music, and he was always making amazing, content. He was known in the beginning of the Q movement. I would say like he was one of the channels I followed, believe it or not. Like he didn't know me, but like all the big, like Praying Medic, and there was like, I think X22 at the time. Yeah. And there's just a bunch of other ones. Sorry if I can't remember you guys all, but there's just, everybody, Enoch and, but anyways, so what was I getting at? It was something about, What was the editing. Okay, I'm gonna pull you back up again so I can remember what I was talking about. This is bad. So he's the one that was like, hey, I got a killer video editing program, and he was so sweet. He bought it for me. I downloaded it. And now I've been practicing, just making a bunch of videos because memes, videos, music, online content, just a comment is ammunition in the meme warfare realm, in the mind, the realm for the mind, because see, that's how they've programmed everybody, is through the television, right? Telling you what to do. I actually don't want to tell you what to do. I want to tell you to think for yourself. But I also like to show what's happening in the news and what is transpiring in the world around us. So, all right, I'm going to say hi to you guys over here. Quantum Healer, Eliminate the Deep State. Love that song. Oh, yeah. You mean eliminate? Is that because I did a song called Obliterate the Deep State with Brad. I don't know if you're talking about the same one. Brad's movie was excellent. Excellent. If you're talking about Codex 9/11, which is about 9/11, oh, it is a must watch. I think he's going to try to upload it on his YouTube. He also got that back. So guys, if you can give him a follow, please do, because I know he has plans to put it out on YouTube. But where it is right now on Badlands Media, where we did the live viewing of it, it's got over 1 million views, guys. Over 1 million views. And the best part is go read the comments. I mean, I don't know. It's like probably 500 plus comments now. I don't even know. Of just people saying, this woke up my mother. This woke up my father. This woke up somebody that never would have ever in their wildest dreams entertained this concept that 9/11 was an inside job. Just can't even make them watch this. The evidence is there, and Brad does an amazing job putting it all together. So, yeah. Quantum Healer. I'm in Alaska, Abby. I always forget that. Brad had the 30-minute Q proofs video. Oh, yeah, he had a ton of videos. Yeah. What's the title? So, Quantum Blue Eyes, what is the title of your video that you sing the Q post on? Oof. I think it might be the actual title of the Q post. I think it is. I will find that in just a minute. So I'm going back up here. I know I asked you guys about the whole thing about 5D chess and stuff that kind of goes into Project Looking Glass stuff. And oh, here we go. Quantum Healer is responding to DJ Wiles. They say, great guest, DJ Wiles. Project Looking Glass, only one tool. We also have quantum computers analyzing metadata of all humans, conversations, and our subconscious literally predicts the future. You're right there. Yeah. I totally follow you with that. And it's crazy. Quantum computing, they've already computed millions of time into the future, if you know what I'm talking about, which I think I know you do, because they can do work of, let's say, like an office filled with 100 men typing whatever for a week. All of the data that they could be doing and processing, this thing is just like does it in like a millisecond. Like it's crazy. But yeah, you guys are so awesome. Bug Zapper, it's so freaking cool to see you. Yeah, Bug Zap 98. James, I don't X. I love it. I don't X. Well, that's okay. That's all right. There's other places. And yeah, I like how you said that, Eric Q. Playbook known. Yeah, could he have used Project Looking Glass? So yeah, that's the question there. I don't know, guys, but one thing I do know is the shows are now playing. So that's really exciting for me. So I'm going to go now to the last video I will play. I'll come back and say hi, and they'll say bye. And I will lead you out with Q Post 4641 that I put in a video. And I think it'll be a nice way to lead us out. But before we do that, may I say to all the evil ones out there, may you be exposed. And I hope that time is coming very soon.
Want to really see something that said, take a look at what happened.
Rage, power, weakest, falls, money, driven, major, fraud, breathless, body, diamond, bones, wanna be it, wanna feel it.
This sign means poison.
Weather modification or cloud seeding.
But as I have said before, the gravest threats to our civilization are not from abroad, but from within.
Say how much I appreciate Puff Dad.
We must conduct a top-to-bottom overhaul to clean out the festering rot and corruption of Washington, D.C.
According to some estimates, we can now track $2.3 trillion in transactions.
You were both in Skull and Bones, the secret society.
It's so secret we can't talk about it.
You both were members of Skull and Bones, a secret society at Yale. What does that tell us? Not much, because it's a secret.
But look, if people go to only one source, and the source they go to is sick and has an agenda, our First Amendment stands as a major block to the ability to be able to just hammer it out of existence.
You, John Fitzgerald Kennedy, do solemnly swear
I, John Fitzgerald Kennedy, do solemnly swear
that you will faithfully execute the office of President of the United States.
that I will faithfully execute the office of President of the United States.
We have before us the opportunity to forge for ourselves and for future generations a new world order.
And now is a time when things are shifting. There's going to be a new world order out there.
Hail Fellowship's eternal flame.
Our way of life is under attack. Those who make themselves our enemy are advancing around the globe. The survival of our friends is in danger. And yet no war has been declared. No borders have been crossed by marching troops. No missiles have been fired.
Now, how exactly will the future masters of the planet look like? This will be decided by the people who own the data. Those who control the data control the future not just of humanity, but the future of life itself. Because today, data is the most important asset in the world.
Of a police dog during an arrest in Brisbane last year.
It requires a change in outlook, a change in tactics, a change in missions by the government, by the people, by every businessman or labor leader, and by every newspaper. For we are opposed around the world by a monolithic and ruthless conspiracy that relies primarily on covert means for expanding its sphere of influence, on infiltration instead of invasion, on subversion instead of elections, on intimidation instead of free choice, on guerrillas by night instead of armies by day. It is a system which has conscripted vast human and material resources into the building of a tightly knit, highly efficient machine that combines military, diplomatic, intelligence, economic, scientific, and political operations. Its preparations are concealed, not published. Its mistakes are buried, not headlined. Its dissenters are silenced, not praised. No expenditure is questioned, no rumor is printed, no secret is revealed.
Simple, but actually quite complex statement. Live free or die. Live free or die. We stand on the shoulders of American heroes who crossed the oceans, settled the continent, tamed the wilderness, laid down the railroads, raised up the skyscrapers, won 2 world wars, defeated fascism and communism, and made America the single greatest nation in the history of the world.
That was such a good one. And that song that was playing, that's the song that Trump would play. And that song is titled Where We Go One, We Go All. So that's kind of a fun little nugget there. Guys, this has been so much fun. I am so happy to be back. And I'm not sure why that was a smaller screen. Hopefully the next one won't be. That I will lead you guys out with. And I'm going to pop over here, say hi to chat real quick before I go. Let me also go over here to X for a moment. My X people over here. And yeah, guys, please follow me over on X. Let's share the tab so you can see where to find me. I am on X. As you can see, I'm live. And I post a lot of my stuff. This is Inception right here. It's so weird. So this is where you can find me. I'm going to always upload my videos here. And of course, I'm going to put things that interest me or things, really cool memes, stuff that Brad has put out. This is a great thing here that he has found. This is in his population control video documentary, by the way. So definitely follow him. It will be worth your time. And so, yeah, there's that. You could also follow me. It's crazy because it's like I know I have it open. Okay, I'm pulling you guys over here. Hold up. Okay. Here's everybody on Rumble. You are seeing yourself. This is where you can find me on Rumble. I'm going to put all my stuff here. Like, now, this is like the gold mine. If you want only Abby content that I have made, I have it all here. And there's playlists. So if you go over here, you click playlists. I have it organized. I need to add to them again. I have my original music. All my music is here, which is not all of it. It's probably like half of it, but there's 45 videos there. So you can have a good day. And my Red Pill mini documentaries, which are fun, and then a ton of montages, tributes, and edits. And then for a while, I did a show called The Battle of Good and Evil. I might start it up again. I've been just like, go. So this is kind of what I'm doing right now. I might come up with the name for this stream, Blue Eye Stream or something that you guys can remember. And then I have a folder about COVID, you know, a lot of good stuff in there. And then, of course, motivationals, which I still need to put new ones in here because there's a lot more. But this is a great, this one, Ascension. And actually, wow, look at that. It's fun. It's got 17,700 views. This one, people loved it. Somebody had taken it and uploaded it onto their TikTok, which is fine. Totally fine with that. But she wrote me, I don't even know this woman. She's like, just gotta tell you, I uploaded your video on my TikTok. It's gone crazy viral. It's got millions of views. She sent me the link. I don't have it now, but so that went crazy on TikTok. And it's a great video to understand that there's you and then there's your mind, and how you can take a moment and step out of the program and observe yourself, and then see the parts that are programmed by them. You know, the bad people, if you want to, the Illuminati, the New World Order, the cabal, the globalists, whatever the communists, all of them. And then how you can jump out, and how you don't have to react to their program anymore, and how you can now take full control of yourself, your mind, your soul. However, not just you yourself can get you to heaven. That's a different story. At least this is my take. But taking in control of your soul, and knowing that as a being of God wants you to become his child. So a being of light, if you become his child, you have so much purpose. You have an amazing plan set before you, but you got to follow him. And that takes some practice and guidance with the spirit, which everybody can have, by the way. It reminds me of this verse. I have it on my desk, and I'm going to read it to you. It says, when the Holy Spirit has come upon you, you will receive power, and you will tell people about me everywhere. That's Acts 1:8. There. Oh, and I'm like tiny. That's silly. I realize I'm sharing still. So I do want to lead you guys out with the Q post video. And by the way, thank you so much for hanging out. This is a great motivational video, and I think I'm going to tease this for you guys. So definitely go give me a follow. Blue Eyes at Rumble. You should be able to find me if you just type in Blue Eyes. This was taken from Trump was invited to a military school, and he did a speech for the new cadets, the graduating ones, and it's epic. Okay. Oh, Olivia, Abby, hold on. You need to treat us to your song, Obliterate the Deep State, once in a while. Yes, I will upload that too. I'm gonna lead you out with a few videos so you guys will have some fun. All right. Well, I love you all. Mwah. Let me pull this down for a second. Love you all. Thank you so much for joining. Please give me a thumb up, heart, wherever you are. Smash it. And make sure to follow me if you haven't. And I will lead you out with some videos. The first one of which is a motivational by Donald Trump. And I'm going to play it off here. Hopefully it won't glitch.
What will future Americans say we did in our brief time right here on Earth? Did we take risks? Did we dare to defy expectations? Did we challenge accepted wisdom and take on established systems? think I did, but we all did. And we're all doing it. Or did we just go along with convention, swim downstream so easily with the current? Remember this, nothing worth doing ever came easy. Following your convictions means you must be willing to face criticism from those who lack the same courage to do what is right, and they know what is right, but they don't have the courage or the guts or the stamina to take it and to do it. In my short time in Washington, I've seen firsthand how the system is broken. A small group of failed voices who think they know everything and understand everyone want to tell everybody else how to live and what to do and how to think. But you aren't going to let other people tell you what you believe, especially when you know that you're right. When the Pilgrims landed at Plymouth, they prayed. When the founders wrote the Declaration of Independence, they invoked our Creator 4 times. Because in America, we don't worship government, we worship God.
Here we are at the precipice, and I can see it, the glimpse of light piercing through the turbulence, surrounding in the darkness, closing in. Clouds are starting to form, but I'll stand with you in the storm, through the rain and the hail. I'll take your hand. Let's go. This is it. They've sealed their fate. It's time to
Obliterate the deep state. Obliterate the deep state. Totally obliterate the deep state. You may have to get you a larger room. Obliterate. And maybe it'll be built by somebody that knows how to build, and we won't have columns. Do you understand that? We get rid of the columns.
We are 40K foot view, and I can see it. Those asleep have awoken, pushed through, rising out of the darkness, closing in. Clouds are starting to fall. I'll stand with you through the storm, through the rain and the hail. I'll take your hand. Let's go.
Today's ceremony, however, has very special meaning.
You know what happened? You know what I did? A big favor. I tossed the swamp.
It's time to
obliterate the deep state. Obliterate the deep state. Totally obliterate the deep state. Obliterate the deep state. Totally obliterate the deep state. Obliterate the deep state. I really see something that said, take a look what happened.
My. What a peculiar place to have a party. You know, Dinah, we really shouldn't be doing this. After all, we haven't been invited, and curiosity often leads to trouble.
We're flagging problematic posts for Facebook.
Good. You guys know what this represents?
We have an army of digital soldiers.
Robert F. Kennedy Jr.
He's looking to assemble a team right now.
so the American people decided to take over the idea of information. They took over the idea of information. They did it through social media.